Welcome to Kiki and Kibit's 90 Day Fiancé the Other Way podcast. And my name's Brianna. I'm here with my girl, Mary. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. And I just want to apologize to everyone for getting this podcast out a day late. I had technical problems and we had to start over. So there you go. All the magic behind the scenes, you just have no idea. I know we make it look easy.
We make it look flawless, but we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah. So, and not as bad as the ones we had on our first Survivor Live podcast on Thursday, but bad enough that we had to do it over tonight. So apologies for the tardiness. And we are excited to talk about this episode, Facing Fears.
Yes, facing fears.
Facing fears. So let's start out with Alina and Steven, shall we?
Oh, yeah. I think we shall. What the fuck was he doing? He wasn't hitchhiking. He was throwing himself in front of cars.
That's true. I know he started with the hitchhiking, but then it was like hitchhiking plus sign language, where he was just like thumbs up and then like motioning for them to come over, and then ended with, like, as you said, throwing himself in front of a car, making it look like there was some emergency or something, right?
I know. Alina wants to feel safe. She wants Steven around for safety, but he's hitchhiking.
I wonder if she's ever considered that maybe she's safer without him.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
Like, also, can you imagine him like protecting you against being robbed or something? Like, he just doesn't look like he's like great protection for anything. Like, he could probably
does
protect
not.
you against like an errant chihuahua or something. But like,
no, I think Mojo would be better protection than Steven.
Mojo will rip a bitch's throat out, or he would if he had any teeth. and if he woke up, but
right.
And the other, whoa, did you see he moved? See, he's deaf. So what I was gonna say is, like, he wouldn't even hear the burglar break in, but then I was just saying that, and it was like he heard me.
Gonna say your deaf, toothless dog is more fucking protection than Steven is. Real.
Yeah, no question. If you want to feel protected, bring me or Mary with you anywhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We might be small, but we're mean, and
I will rip a bitch's throat out in a second.
Yeah, I will, with words first, and then resort to whatever happens next if that doesn't work. We'll bite him in the kneecaps.
Yes, we'll bite him in the kneecap. So they're hitchhiking to the lawyer's office, right?
Right.
And Steven was so involved with the whole process of getting them there to Turkey that he didn't exactly research the whole process of getting married.
Yeah, it was like this afterthought. And what really surprised me was that it was like, once they started talking about actually getting married, he started looking really uncomfortable.
I know. Wasn't that the whole end goal to begin with?
That's what I thought. So, like, I didn't know that he actually thought he was going to use the 90 days in Turkey as a time to decide whether he wanted to get married. I thought that they were getting married and that was the deal.
Right. I know he said something about wanting to use the 90 days to getting to know her in person a little bit more before they got married. But I mean, 90 days is still not a long period of time.
No, I don't know if you're going to make a better decision on day 10 than you will on day 90. Like,
right. On day 89.
Years.
I mean, exactly.
Because it literally takes years to find out why you fucked up marrying that guy.
Exactly. Or
speaking from experience.
Or finding out that you found the love of your life. It takes years to figure this out. I mean,
right. And especially when they're that age, because like my father, who has nothing wise to say, but did say something wise in this the last time I saw him with my kid. He told my son and his soon-to-be fiance, they asked him why. Okay, they asked him if he had any advice for them as they were contemplating marriage, which is laughable because my father was terrible at being married, ended up divorced very early, never got remarried. Like he's the last person you should ask, but they did it to change the subject and take attention away from something else. So I appreciate the question. But he actually accidentally said something really wise. He said, just be prepared because you're going to be married to many people throughout your lifetime. And he did not mean divorced and remarried. He meant like, you guys are 28 years old and you're going to turn into many people over the course of a lifetime. So when you choose your partner, choose the person who you can, who you can change in the same direction.
Because you are not the same person when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, and when you're 50.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Although I do wonder if there's a time when you come back around, because I swear to you right now at 55, I'm so much more like I was at 15 than I have been at another point in my life.
So you're coming full circle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it only goes up to like age 55 and then you start over.
And that is too funny.
Because it's true. Like I feel so much more like my 15-year-old self and less like my 40-year-old self. But I digress. Okay. This dude like was real good. Like, what is his deal? He's so immature that he shouldn't get married. It's like, first of all, he doesn't want them to stay in the same place because he's afraid that she'll trip and fall on his dick. Okay.
Right. But he's not a virgin.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
He's not a virgin. But
he goes out of his way. Everyone has to like move out of the country so they can live together because why? So they can fuck, which means they have to be married. Like what? Like he's so confused.
Right. So the lawyer tells them the whole process, and it's not an easy process. And I think, maybe Stephen should have Googled this before he decided that they were going to Turkey, because it's like they have to get papers proving they're single. Stephen has to fly to the capital of Turkey or some shit to get his papers from the American embassy. Then they have to get the papers certified by the Turkish ministry or some shit. Then they have to make an appointment with the marriage office.
The marriage, right. So it's like a number of steps that basically, if you finish them in 90 days, you're lucky, right? Like it almost sounds like they're already late.
Right. Like they're going to be cutting it very close. And Stephen's like, oh, well, I didn't think we were going to have to do it this quickly. I wanted to like think. And Alina's like, I'm ready now. What are you talking about? Like,
yeah, because she wants to trip and fall on his dick for whatever reason. It's clear that this girl wants to get it on. And I just figured it out. He has a total like virgin whore complex going on, right? It's like he wants this virginal bride for himself. So he wants her to be chaste. But at the same time, it's like, he is very confused about what he wants. He wants his wife to be this angelic virgin when meanwhile he's nothing of the sort. And nor is she the type of woman that he wants to sleep with. And he's lost, little boy.
Yes, he's confused, and he's confusing me. And he's crazy. He's
gonna be, I hope, a few people before he's done growing up.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's immature. I think he comes from a very insular community. Maybe although he really is like, he seems to be really good at languages and stuff. Maybe
isn't he?
Language skills. Yeah, like he's got that Turkish phrase book out, and he's pronouncing things well enough that the driver can understand him. Yeah, he got like the last thing wrong. He's saying how much does it cost, not how far away are they or whatever. But I was still impressed. Like out of all the 90-day couples that we've seen, how many of them actually have had mastery over any basic phrases?
Thank you. Thank you.
And he can read the Book of Mormon in Russian.
I know. That is impressive. That is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, Stephen with a V, who's not a virgin, is a little wacky, but he's impressive when it comes to languages. We got to give him that.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
What do I
What's gonna
think?
happen? Yeah.
I mean,
Any
seeing
predictions on this
seeing the
situation?
little what happens next week. I mean, Alina was unhappy just to find out that he kissed some girls that he dated. Imagine when she finds out that he's not a virgin. And remember, Masha is still going along with the plan
Oh,
to send the
yeah.
messages. So
Right, she's testing him, right?
right. So I bet you he fucking
maybe she
falls for
backs
it.
out.
I bet you he falls for it. This is, as a matter
Oh
of
my
fact,
God.
this is my prediction. He is such a fucking horn dog. He falls for it.
So, you know, what I think Alina might be really smart, because didn't she basically come to the conclusion like he doesn't trust himself not to sleep with her? That's why he
Right.
wants to stay, which means he is a man that has poor impulse control and is a horny motherfucker, right?
Right. And like she
so
said, what makes
she could
her
be spot on.
be able to trust him at a hostel with
Right.
possibly other girls around, and he likes to be the center of attention. She even said he likes to be the center of attention. So this further goes to my prediction that when Masha sends him those flirty messages, he's going to be a fucking idiot and fall for her.
Can you imagine when his parents see these episodes?
His dad's going to be like, I told you he always had trouble following the rules. He was always a rule breaker.
Man,
you know,
this is why you're supposed to wait till you're really grown up to get married. Just saying.
But but when are you really grown up, Rihanna? I mean, there's
when you're not him, okay? I don't care how old you are, but like that is a child you're looking at, not a man.
True.
So I know that he is. I don't really think I was grown up enough to be married till I was like 45. I'm not even kidding you.
Okay.
So I didn't do so well at it before.
Right.
So maybe it's individual, but in this particular case, he's clearly too young to be getting married.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know that she is, but like she seems like she's got it together. She's got her value.
No, she does seem like she has it together.
Yeah.
And she's at least thinking enough far ahead to like, okay, you know, if I'm gonna marry this motherfucker, let me make sure that everything's kosher with him, because you know, at least she sees the red flags and she's acting on them. She's not blinded.
That said, I'm gonna say this. It's good to be cautious and to, you know, to like you say, prove these things out. But what she is actually going to do is not a good idea. Like, it's a really bad idea to try to entrap your partner. Just putting it out there.
Okay, if you say so.
Come on.
Hey, sometimes,
yeah.
Girl, sometimes it's necessary. You got to do what you got to do. But I'm not endorsing anything either. Don't take advice from me. Don't take advice from me, people. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, I get your point, but here's what I think. Like, if you have to test your partner, there's already a problem.
That's true. That is true. And that is a major red flag.
Yeah. Here's another way of looking at it too. Like, this to me falls in the category of reading your partner's journal and going through their cell phone.
I was about to say, and going through their phone. Yes.
Right. It's like, if you do that, you better be ready for what you're going to find.
Yes.
And that's on you, bitch. Like, this might be a little bit different, although see, I did this exact thing one time. I really did. I did this.
I was about to say, didn't you do that? And he
yes,
knew.
I did. And
he said that he knew it was you.
Yes. But yes. and it ended up breaking us up.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying it, okay? But separately, all right, my feeling is like you don't want to know. Okay, maybe testing someone's fidelity, like by the time you get to that point, there's already a problem.
Right.
Like with cell phones and journals, it's like we're allowed to have private thoughts, and you don't look if you really want to, if you are not ready for what you're gonna.
Right. If you don't want to open up a can of worms, don't look.
Yeah, exactly. Now you have been married for many years. How many of those years, like if you added it all up, did you fucking hate your husband? Because tell me we don't all hate our partners for like 30 seconds a few times a week. And then over years you just add that shit up. Like you don't need anyone hearing that shit. Those
I hate my
thoughts are meant
husband
to be
more
private.
than 30 seconds a week. Are you fucking
Yeah, I
kidding
was
me?
just being nice, all right?
Please.
Because I know my husband can hear me right now. It's
Yeah,
maybe
well, my
a
husband
minute
can't.
a day.
Please, more than a minute a day.
Everyone, let's just give each other some space. That's all I'm saying. And
Right?
Alina, what I'm saying to you is run, girl, run. Are you
Alina, tuck and roll at the next red light.
tuck and roll, bitch.
That's all I have to say. Okay. If
I
he
know. I
makes
like
you
how he
hitchhike
was telling
again,
her how to roll out of the car.
no.
That was
If he makes you
amusing.
hitchhike again, Alina, tuck and
and
roll at
roll.
the next red light. Okay.
Peace out.
Peace. Holy shit.
So let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
To Ellie and Victor. Now this was poignant, and
Yes, it
also
was.
it was, yeah. So she arrives and she sees Victor, and there they are, and they're going to go to Providencia and survey the damage.
Right, and they're bringing over supplies to Victor's sister, and the island is just devastated. It is just flattened. I mean,
This is
like
real.
plants pulled up. I mean, like everything.
The houses look like a stack of matchsticks.
Yes.
This reminded me how extremely tiny we are on this planet, and
Yeah.
like the fact that we're actually here and podcasting is more of a miracle than that is odd. Like that seems like we're very tiny. This
Yes.
chew us up and spit us out anytime it chooses.
I know. It's really scary.
Really devastating. Yeah. And
Yes.
category 5, we were talking, that's like Hurricane Katrina level, right?
Yes. Yes. And Ellie's seeing how these people are so traumatized. You know, like this scene is happening just days after the hurricane hit. So everybody is just kind of like walking around trying to figure out what to do. And they're just kind of in shock and they're so traumatized over this.
Yeah.
And I think Ellie, because she has suffered so much trauma in her life, that's why she feels for these people so much. And her and Victor have such a bond at this moment, because she's been through so much trauma, and Victor's going through trauma at this moment. I mean, his home is gone. I mean, his home island is gone. What he knows is home no longer exists. I mean, their house is still standing, which is a miracle in itself. I don't know how that house is still standing.
I don't either. Like, it's crazy. I don't understand.
But they have no plumbing, no water,
cell phone, no anything,
nothing.
no electricity.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything that he knew as home is gone.
Right. And not only the home, but like, let's say she decided, okay, well, the house is standing. We'll go stay there. Well, like you said, outside of all the basic services, can you even get supplies?
Right.
It didn't look like the grocery store was functioning. Like, this is serious shit. So that's
why that's why she was saying that they had the boat, and it was something like a 4-hour trip. They could spend 4 hours on the island, and then they had to catch the boat back, or they were stuck on the, or they were going to be stuck there overnight.
Right.
So no, I mean, I don't see them having any services on the island, any stores, supplies, or anything like that. And they were just depending off of the mainland, so Ellie and
Yeah.
Victor are in a real bad situation.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a lot of relief workers, and I'm very disappointed because I just found out about this little Garden of Eden, and I was all set to go there for
I
like
know.
scuba
Isn't that
vacation.
crazy? You had no
Yes,
idea.
I know, and now it's razed to the ground.
I
Although this was
know.
probably what, 2 years ago now, or a year and a half ago. I
A
wonder
year and
how
a
they're
half
doing.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah, what a
We have
bummer.
to be we have to be good podcasters and do our research and see how
Yeah, I
Providencia is
know.
doing.
Yeah.
Even though
Anyway,
I
so
heard a little rumor about Ellie and Victor being in
oh,
Seattle.
oh,
So I don't know if Victor maybe got a special visa. Could there be like a
like
humanitarian visa
refugee.
or
Yeah,
refugee or
yeah,
something
right.
for people who went through a national
Yeah,
disaster or
yeah.
something? But I heard a rumor that Ellie and Victor are in Seattle. So
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder why like that. Well, who knows if that was ever in their plans, like if they had ever thought about, because you'd think with her owning the pizza business and stuff that
right.
like he should have thought about moving to Seattle, but maybe she wanted to get away from Seattle. I would. I want to live in Providence. Yeah.
He
Like it
did
looks
originally want to
awesome.
come to the States, she said, but it was
Yeah.
taking too long. So, they really
Yeah.
wanted to be together. So that's why she was moving to
Right. Right.
Providencia.
Right. Anyway, because this trauma has gone on and because things are so bad, she is sort of having a little bit of amnesia about the whole infidelity situation.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts about that?
As we see with the coming next week, her friend Hiromi steps in and reminds her about the infidelity situation. So
Right.
I think she's going to be reminded about it, and she will approach Victor, and we'll see what how Victor deals with it. But she has to deal with it because it's there.
Right. And regardless of whether he's been through a trauma or not, traumas don't necessarily take cheaters and turn them into non-cheaters.
Exactly.
And who
Exactly.
knows? This guy could be a total opportunist. Like, we
Right.
don't know him.
No, I
We do
mean,
not
I
know
was,
this man.
his scenes, it seemed like he was very appreciative of Ellie, saying that he appreciated how she came and she's helping, and so he seemed, appreciative, and I have nothing against him
Yeah, I
yet.
mean, that's beautiful, but that doesn't mean he's not a cheater, right?
Right, exactly. So we don't know enough about Victor yet.
No, we know nothing of this
We
man
know
except that
nothing.
he's got really hot dreads. Don't be blinded by his dreads, girl.
Don't be blinded
Ellie.
by the dreads,
You
Ellie.
cannot base a relationship on dreadlocks. And I
No,
know,
you
'cause
cannot.
I've tried that shit. Does not work. Does not work. Anyway, it's pretty sad. It was pretty intense when they went to go drop off all the supplies and like
Yes,
his mom's house gone. Like,
I
I
know.
just
His
can't
uncle's
imagine what
house
that's like.
gone. His sister's house gone. I mean, it's crazy.
It's hard. Like, I'm trying to be empathetic and think like, what would that be like for me? But I literally cannot imagine it. Like, I do not have enough imagination to think like, okay, everybody I know, all their houses are gone and there's no electricity and there's no like
Yeah, I can't
my
even wrap my
fan
mind
doesn't
around that
work
either.
and like
Yeah,
no, it's
and no air
I'm like
conditioning.
sitting
Are
here
you
with
kidding
the
me?
fan on me. Exactly. Exactly. Damn.
No
Anyway,
way. I am way too
I wish
spoiled for that.
them the best.
Yes, me too.
We'll see what
And
happens.
speaking of a couple that we wish the best, but we know it's not going to happen, Sumit and Jenny.
Okay, so you say you wish them the best. From your perspective, what would the best be?
Sumit grows a pair of balls and finally marries her.
And so okay. So the best is what's best for Jenny. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Yes.
what if it's not best for them to be together? I mean, but who's to say, right?
I mean,
What's
why
best and what's
not? I mean,
best?
really, I understand the whole cultural thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. But he's living with her. Okay. He's living with her.
Yeah.
They've been together. His parents already know. I mean, I'm sure society, whoever the fuck society is, they know about Jenny. I mean, come on. Just fucking marry her already. This is like ridiculous. You're gonna live with her. Just marry her.
I mean, of course. I mean, I definitely understand why you're saying that. And that's because we're American and that's how we roll.
Right.
And it's kind of telling later in the episode when Shri, the sister-in-law, is like, no, mom and dad are first. We don't do stuff before. Like, that's the norm in their culture.
Right, I know.
So it's hard
But
for me.
also,
Like we
like,
put our American values on top of that when we're like, grow up here and do it. So I want to make sure I'm not just,
but he's
trying to say
also
everyone should be like
tried
that.
to include his parents, hasn't he?
Well, yeah,
You know,
of course. Yeah.
and then we see how that turned out. They married him off.
I will say this, that regardless of whether they're married or not, I feel like his parents are rude as hell.
Oh
to
my.
not like make her feel included. Like, regardless, like she's a human being. Like she says, I might be this old, but I'm a human. And it's like, yeah, like I don't care who it is. We make, like, Larry, who is Andrew, my husband, Andrew's best friend. He comes to all of our family gatherings. He's invited to every holiday. It's never a question. He's part of our family. He doesn't have other people.
Right.
And we don't go, well, technically, he doesn't have any blood in common with us or genes.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
like, that's not how hospitable people are. People who have generosity of spirit.
Exactly.
Make people who need family feel like family. And this chick's got nobody there. And she does have a very loving family in the United States.
She does.
And now she has no one.
Now she has no one. And how, how is that supposed to make her feel?
No, it's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
Sumit's a shitty partner. He's a child. So I agree he has to grow up here and definitely, but I mean, he's trying to do that now. But also his parents are super manipulative. His mother is so manipulative.
Well, all I have to say is at least his mother didn't threaten to kill herself in this episode. She just got up and walked. She gave him the look of death and got up and walked away.
Which one's worse, though? The overt threat where you could be like, you're so fucking extra, seriously, like sit down, or the one where she just gets up, looks morose, walks off into the distance, like she's so manipulative.
She is.
I wish I had the balls to be like that sometimes, right? Like, but then again, okay, so just to recap, they're like in the temple and he's bringing it up to discuss the fact that Jenny's not there.
Right.
No,
because
I don't know if that was
celebrating
like
the perfect daughter-in-law is bringing the first grandchild into the world because Cherie is young, Indian. She's the perfect daughter-in-law.
She's gorgeous.
Compared to Jenny,
obviously fertile. Yeah, exactly.
Compared to Jenny, the old dried up American.
Right. So I mean, questionable timing, but I get it. It's a reality show, so that's how we do.
Of course.
But like his mom just, gets up and leaves. She is overtly manipulative,
Yes. And she taught her younger son, Amit, very well in guilt because Amit is like, oh, Samit, mom,
it's Amit.
Oh, sorry.
Amit. Step in and represent. Everyone stop saying Sumit and Amit.
Sorry.
Amit. They're not Arab, they're Indian.
Amit.
Please continue. Exactly.
So Amit turns to his brother and says, Mom cries every day. Mom cries every day for you. And this is not good for my baby to be born in this environment.
In this environment of negativity. I'm like, man, Jews, we think we're good at guilt, but man, I'm just like taking notes. Like how I could I get more?
They could teach a course in guilt.
I know. I feel like I've really like had I paid more attention, I might get more stuff I want in life by virtue of being better at guilting my son. He'd probably say I use guilt trips. I don't. I just express my feelings like I'm devastated.
Yes, exactly. You are breaking mama's heart. Different.
Yeah, but like I'm just being serious. But I also it's not the same. Like this woman is trying to hurt her son back.
Yes. Yes. Like purposely.
It's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
It's really fucked up. However, don't you think Jenny should just like pick up her toys and go home at this point? Like, come on. What are you? Let me just ask you. Okay, if he's this hapless with his parents and he's so hapless he can't even get his own passport, how good of a partner do you think he is in the other parts of their life? Like
he's a fucking child. No, he's probably a fucking child.
Right.
She probably takes care of him.
Exactly. Why does she want him so badly? She just thinks she has no other choices. She's washed at that stage.
I think that she believes that this is going to be her last chance at love.
That's sad.
And it's sad.
My mom is 80 and she has a boyfriend.
Yeah. Come on, Jenny.
Have a great time.
You could do better than that.
Please do better than Michael Jones. Like anybody with whom your relationship is based on a lie.
Yes.
It's not like in the stars for you.
Any relationship that started out as a catfish, no.
Yeah.
Just don't. Please, just don't.
I do think that these guys love each other, okay, but I don't necessarily think in this case that love is enough, because marriage is actually about families. And in the case of, and I say that just because I think even in American culture or Western culture, if your family hates your partner and isn't willing to, you know, push their own feelings down, it fucks everything up.
It does. It causes tension. It causes
major constant.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but my whole question about this too is like, have you ever watched the show Family Karma?
No, I haven't. No.
It's a pretty good show. Anyway, Family Karma, if you aren't familiar with the Bravo Network, it's a reality TV show based on some Indian families in the Miami area.
Okay.
And in this last season, a gay guy came out to his grandmother because he was about to propose to his boyfriend. And because it would be disrespectful to his grandmother to not tell her he planned to get married,
right?
He came out to her. And damn it, this like ancient 90-year-old Indian lady, like it took her a while, but she came around to it.
Oh,
and I just feel like Mrs. Sumit could like get it together and just, you know, there's a
that's the way that I feel too when it comes
right
to Jenny.
When it's your son, though,
right?
Like this is your kid, right? Like at some point, be about your kid, not just
who gives a shit about society.
I'm also curious though, like would they be like total outcasts? because of Sumit, would that really affect their lives that much? I wonder how much. Like, I
I mean,
don't know.
like the father was saying, oh, if we need help, the neighbors won't help us.
But what does that mean? Like, if a
Right?
burglar is breaking in, they won't help us, or what?
Right. Right.
Like,
Like I
how
don't get
extreme is it?
right. I don't get it. I don't know. Like you said, maybe because we're well, it is because we have our Western values and we just
Right.
aren't used to their value system. It just seems so
Right.
strange to us.
Yeah, exactly. Because our basically our entire society is based on fuck you, I run my life. Like whether
Right,
it's the
exactly.
government, like we don't half of our culture doesn't even believe they should have to get vaccines because it's it's impinging on their freedom.
Right.
Which is like in diametric opposition to Indian culture, right? It's like, okay, this doesn't even really yeah, I mean, we are a culture of me first. That's just who we are.
Yes. Very
And I'm
true.
not saying I'm not that because I am. Like, I take great exception to having my freedom infringed upon, but I do not consider vaccines part of that. But that is
That's a
different topic. Anyway, moving closer to Los Estados Unidos.
Yes.
Armando and Kenny.
Yeah.
Now, this is a really good example because we're in this situation where Kenny, or rather Armando, is having to drag his parents kicking and screaming into the 21st century where gay marriage is a thing.
Right.
And this is not easy for them either. Like Mexico is a very, that way, a relatively conservative culture
Yes.
in comparison to the United States, but not in comparison to India, though. Now that we mention it, like North America, all of us here, which includes Mexico, like we are in a different world. Like some people might want to call Mexico a third world country, but when you look at Mexico side by side with India, Mexico doesn't seem like it's third world.
No, it doesn't. No, you're absolutely right.
But I mean, it's the same situation, right? Like
it is the same situation.
Yeah.
But Armando's family is willing to put Armando first.
And we don't know if the dad's gonna be that one. We know the mother has been giving lip service to it. Actually, that kind of reminds me of family karma because that's kind of how they handle it in his family. Like they're really open about having to get used to the fact that their son is gay and that he's going to marry a man, and they discuss their feelings about it and try to help each other kind of
work
a new
through
understanding.
it.
Which is really interesting. And I think that that's closer to what's happening in the Armando and Kenny situation, right?
Which is the so mother understands it. Yes, the mother understands it.
But she's still sad. But she's open about her process. So I mean, I think there's something good about that. Like,
yes,
be honest, right? Like this is really hard for me and I'm not used to it. And I wasn't happy about it, but I'm trying to come to this new understanding because you're so important to me. Like I just wish that Sumit, his parents would at least have that attitude.
Yes.
Like, no, you're like, they never, ever, ever say to him, Sumit, your happiness is important to us. They never say that.
No, never. Never.
It's all about them.
It's always about them. Exactly. It's always about them. And in contrast with Armando's family, they try to consider Armando's feelings.
Yeah.
Because they love him so much. And they know Armando was happy with Kenny. And they know that Armando is living his true self for the first time. And they want to support him. They may not be comfortable, and they're working through their own feelings, but because they love Armando, they're accepting. You know, they're accepting. Armando's father's having a little harder time of it. You know, he's like gruff and, you know, he's, eh, you know, the patriarchal figure of the family. So he's, you know, the gruff and, but I think he's going to wind up going to the wedding.
So, you know, what really struck me on this episode where Armando finally sits down alone with his dad and is like, listen, I'm going to marry this man. This is who I am. How do you feel about this? Like, by the end of that, I was extremely struck by Armando's father. Like, first of all, his honesty, like we were just talking about. Second of all, I'm not sure he is quite as gruff and macho as everyone is acting. I feel like this guy is just an internal processor, like he's an introvert.
Right.
And
but
he's not used to type of, he doesn't discuss feelings. He doesn't
exactly.
He processes on his own, and he's like, he knows himself well enough that he basically says that to his kid. Like, listen, you know, if I constantly thought about this, it would bother me, but I don't constantly think about this. And I don't talk about my feelings on the outside. Like, he knows who he is.
Right.
And we're not all the same. Like, not all of us are, you know, good at talking about our feelings. And I don't know. I was really surprised by that scene at the end. Weren't you?
Yes. Yes.
It was beautiful.
It was
beautiful. That was a lot more like that family karma scene. Okay. It was like that. Okay. Where the grandmother's like, okay, well, this is really hard for me. And I had my, you know, my aspirations for you in a completely different place, but I love you and I'm proud of you. And what's, you know, I'm going to focus on my feelings for you. Right. That's what his dad said. And I was like, andale, pops, because that's cool. You know, like that was not easy for him. High five. I'm not saying our way is the best way, but like, I will say that it seems like it should be a universal value that if you love your kid, you have to start by accepting them for who they truly are. Yes. And supporting their happiness. Like, to me, I don't care what your fucking culture is or how much freedom you believe in. If you can't believe in, you know, your child's happiness first, you suck. Like, that's bottom line for me.
I agree. No, I agree. I agree. Yes. Your child's happiness comes first.
If you're a parent.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're a parent.
Anyway, so more about parents and children. Evelin and Corey.
Yes.
Evelyn,
you know, I thought that we were going to get away with not seeing them.
I know episode. They brought them on so late in the episode. I too was like, cool. No, Evelyn. Actually, it wasn't even like that. It was like, oh yeah, they're on the show.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, that's right. Evelin and Corey.
Yeah.
So the big reveal. Evelyn is going to tell her parents that she's already married.
Right.
And her mother is not fucking happy. Her mother's like, what?
I get
you got married and you didn't tell me, your mother, and you've been married for over a year? What?
I'm fucking pissed too.
Immediately she's like, Corey forced me. I didn't want to. Corey forced me. He needed to stay in the country. He talked me into it. I really didn't want to. Miss Victim, gaslighting, Evelyn. Immediately threw Corey under the bus. Never mind that she's been with him for 6 years. This is supposedly the man she loved. He practically broke her arm to get married because he needed to stay in the country. What do you think of that, Brianna?
I don't think she even likes Corey. That's what I think. Like, I think like maybe that's the most honest part of all of it is that she hates him.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
right now she's like talking about they're planning a wedding, and
Right.
she's like talking about she doesn't feel good about their relationship now either. Well, why is she
Why,
planning a
right?
wedding?
Why is she planning a wedding? Why is she planning a wedding? And she kept, the marriage quiet because just in case things didn't work out, she would be able to get a divorce and nobody would know because, her family doesn't believe in divorce. And her mother's basically like, no, you're stuck with him now. You're not divorcing. I said, we don't believe in divorce. And then Corey meets up with their friend, Raul.
Yeah, what the hell?
Raul is back.
No. Raul, is that really Corey's friend?
No,
Like,
no, that is
it's like Evelyn's
friend.
ex.
Okay, that is like Evelyn's ex who wants to be on American TV. So he wants as much exposure as he can get.
Raul's messy.
Raul is
He-
messy.
He-
So
he's totally gonna tell Evelyn anything.
are you
and
fucking kidding me?
Corey should know better. Why do these people choose to tell secrets to
Okay,
like,
I have to share something. Even though we are blocked from Evelyn's Instagram, I
We
managed
are?
to see, yes, we are. I
Oh,
managed to see it through
I
another.
blame you.
Yes,
Anyway, keep
I'm
going.
sorry. I managed to see it through another Instagram account that I have. Evelyn posted on her stories last night that basically on last night's episode, during that scene with Corey and Raul was the first time she heard the real story about Jenny. And now we
Oh.
are going to see in a future episode exactly who Jenny is because Corey is such a disgusting pig that he brought Jenny around while they were filming. And she had no idea.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, supposedly Corey brought Jenny around while they were filming, and Evelyn had no idea.
Around Evelyn?
Yes. And we're going to see this in a future episode.
He's gross. They deserve each other. Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. I am getting the feeling that they are on a Ross and Rachel break again because she's posting all these horrible, Corey's a horrible person. I'm a victim. You see on these episodes what he did to me, blah, blah, blah. And in response, he posts like these throwback pictures of him and Evelyn and oh, look how much I love her. Look, she's so beautiful, the love of my life. And she's posting, I hate you, you're a piece of shit.
But that's their whole relationship in a nutshell, right? He loves the abuse.
Right. I'm like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I
Yes.
really don't.
So apparently, Evelyn first hears about the story like the rest of us when she was watching the episode. The real story behind Jenny, that Corey went to go meet her parents, that she wasn't just a one night stand.
Yeah.
That he couldn't get it up for, that he actually did get it up and got it up numerous times for her.
Well, she's stupid for believing that anyway. Okay. That was ridiculous.
Okay.
But I mean, if what he said was true, I mean, this is stupid, but he's like, she told me to stay the hell away from Ecuador.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Does she
so
own
mafia.
Ecuador?
Right, exactly. She's so gangsta. But
get
like,
the fuck out of my country. Get out of my country and stay out.
So he's like, oh, okay, I will then. I'll just go to Peru. Here's the bottom line. I just don't even care.
And no,
Just don't
neither
care.
do I.
I have no interest and I don't care. So let's go to Ethiopia. And I wish that I could do an impression of the music for each of these countries, but I cannot. And with Seattle, like I'm trying to remember, did they have like Nirvana soundtrack?
And no,
playing
they
in the
didn't
background?
have Nirvana.
And did they have like da na 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 na, like all kinds of like American, anthems and stuff. What's the
Now,
Seattle music? I need to know.
I wasn't expecting these guys to be on,
Yeah,
and
I
their
know. You're
segment,
like, oh,
and no, but their segment was very short. But like I said last week, they are providing the entertainment value of this season. Every season seems to have a couple that they throw in there for the entertainment value, for one-liners, for like their like support cast to like make you laugh and you be like, oh
right.
shit. I mean, first of all, didn't it look like Ari was getting burned by that holy water? She was acting like that shit was fucking acid. Okay.
No,
She's like,
I was
oh,
feeling,
oh.
she was freezing her pussy off. That's all. I could relate to that.
I mean, but girl, she
I was amused by, she's like, has this water been tested? Because Jews, we don't believe in shit like that. We're like, we don't even believe in heaven or hell.
I know. She was like,
what the fuck is this bullshit? Why
has
is
this
this
water been
water better than
tested?
any other water?
Scientists been up here. I'm like, oh my
She's
God,
the
Ari,
daughter of a
shut up.
doctor.
I'm like, shut up already.
And I was like, this is reasonable. And
Benny
he's
is
like,
so
no, it only
religious.
works if you believe in it. That's what he said. He's like,
Yeah, he's
no,
just
it's
so
just straight up
religious.
placebo effect. If you believe it, it works. Okay. So it's
My brother was
instead.
crippled and sick, and the holy water
He
healed
was
him.
healed. Okay.
You know, so I believe Benny. Damn it, I believe him.
I'm on Ari's side.
That bridge, though, that they were walking across.
I know.
Wasn't that shit fucking crazy?
It was like a rope bridge that was like going straight to, I'd be freaking terrified to walk. I wouldn't do it.
That shit was crazy.
Ari's pretty damn adventurous. She'll do anything.
Yes.
Including getting that freezing cold water.
That scene, but
no
Benny went in that water, no problem. He made it like a very spiritual, said a prayer and everything, shirtless, nice shirtless scene of Benny. And then we have Ari, who I swear, Brianna, she
reminded me of Big Ed in the shower scene with the rat. Yeah. Like the way, but here's the fucked up part. I know I would look just like that if people were like throwing, putting cold water on me.
Would you make noises? Would you make noises like you're being burned like acid?
Yes.
Oh
yes.
My God. She looked like she was being
What noise do you make when people put
but girl, come on. She was like, oh.
Reasonable.
Okay. If you say so.
Let's do a test on you. James, call your kid. Have him I think it's time for you to do one of those ice bucket challenges.
We did do an ice bucket challenge. I'm going to send you the video
make
later.
Noises?
And you know something? It was hot as shit the day we did it. And I was like, oh yeah, this feels good.
Well, look at you.
Yes. And I'm going to send you the video when we're done. Oh, yes, you would.
See. Oh, yes. I would scream like Ari. I'm telling you. I'm not your level of, I'm not Kruger tough at all.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
So I didn't even notice that he got into that freezing water, though.
You didn't notice? Oh, please, that shirtless scene with him. I noticed.
I didn't even notice. Did he bring the baby in the water?
No. It was just him. He went in. He got himself all wet. He said a prayer. He made it all spiritual, and then they cut to Ari screaming like she's being burned with acid. Like,
I just understand her. That's all I'm gonna say. Might be wrong. I get her. Vinny is like a magical elfin creature from like where does that man come from? He's so
I love
happy all the time.
him.
I know. I'm just like wish I could be like him, but I'm not. I'm totally an
Mhm.
Ari, not a Benny, but he's magical.
Let's be more like Benny.
Yeah, we should just leave it right there. That's the moral of this episode. If you've learned
Okay, wait.
anything at all from us on Kiki and
The
Kibitz,
moral
take
of
that
the
away.
episode is to be like Benny,
Be
but to
like
be
Benny.
but to be straightforward like Wish.
Okay. But she's a bitch.
No. But no, see, Wish will call you out on your shit.
I feel
Benny
like Benny
is,
will too, though.
yeah, but Benny's like he's just too sweet about it. Wish will just put it all out on the table. Like the whole Leandro situation. Benny was holding it in. He wasn't really telling Ari about how he felt. Wish is like, what is this shit?
See, I feel
Why is
like
he
I'm
coming?
already too much Wish and not enough Benny. But I think I need to migrate from the Wish side to the Benny side.
I think you could be both.
Okay, I'll work on it.
Okay.
Anyway, so next time on.
Yes, next time on.
Yeah.
Alina's not happy when she finds out Stephen kissed some girls. Imagine when she finds out he's not a virgin.
When he was kissing him on the naughty bed.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.
And Hiromi reminds Ellie that Victor was hitting it before this whole hurricane thing came up because she's gonna keep her honest.
She's like, girl, I know you feel bad about them, but remember, he's a cheating bastard.
Hello.
Okay.
More than one thing can be true at once,
Mhm.
right? That's a fact. Yeah. And then Cassie's crying because she didn't know accepting gay dads was a challenging thing because she never had any other kind of dad except the gay kind.
Exactly.
So, and she's crying because I mean, but imagine this. Okay, I just keep trying. I don't know why it's so important to me to try to be fair and not just be so US centric, but like, you know, it's hard for us to understand people judging gay dads, but like, imagine that other people think it's so weird to not be judging gay dads.
I know. I don't know.
So, I still know I'm right though.
Yes. Just saying
that our way is the right way, even if I'm trying to be compassionate. Because being gay is something that just you're born into being. Mm-hmm. So does that mean you should be sentenced to a life without love or sex? No. So keep it moving, people. So what? You're the one who's uncomfortable. Right. But no one's making you be gay. So mind your own business.
Exactly.
Support your children, no matter who you are. Bottom line.
And speaking of crying,
yes.
Ari next week has a total fucking meltdown.
Yeah, what is she so upset about?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I mean, Benny,
it looks
and
like
this
she
is
wants
when
to
we
go
say
home.
Benny start flipping out. Oh, have you been speaking to Leandro? You're gonna go home with Leandro? Is that what it is? So
I don't think it is. Maybe
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out
next week.
Yeah. So yeah, come back then, and then we'll just all experience it together and go through whatever range of emotions that situation takes us through. Anyway, thanks to everyone for tuning in. And I would also like to recommend that you tune in on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. Eastern time and check out my Survivor Live podcast with a 24-year-old gay German dude with blue hair.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Alex is really cool. We love
because
Alex.
that's how we are. We're down with everyone.
Yes. Yes. We are
just
down with
choose
everyone.
the best, coolest, funniest people out of every group there is and say, bring us your interesting people to this podcast because we love you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
bring it on.
Bring it
And
on.
I would also like to ask you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then it's really extra convenient. Just click that little button. And if you're listening to this on audio, that you come to our YouTube channel, which you can find by going to youtube.com/C, letter C, /Kiki and Tibbetts. That's KIKIANDKIBBITZ. And we'll see you here. And then you can also go to our Patreon to listen to our Love After Lockup podcast.
Yes.
Which is, aren't we going to make that our $1 tier?
Yes, we are. We're going to make
so
that
for
$1
$1 a month, you can hear our Love After Lockup podcast. And Mary's super funny. She remembers shit that happens or writes it down. So you should come back. Yeah. Wouldn't you? I'm just saying it's not about me. Like, pay $1 a month to listen to Mary talk about Love After Lockup. Anyway, thanks to everyone who came here and wasted your time listening to us. And we love you. And we will see you back here again next time. Bye.
Bye.